All right, I'm back. I don't know what happened. The stream ended. Okay, but I'm here and I'm going to finish up. Okay, so this will be like a continuation. All right, so let me bring up my slides and try to finish up quickly before maybe it goes off again. I don't know, maybe there's a stipulated time for me to do this before. I don't know. I don't know. I'm new to this and we move. There's no time to sulk. There's no time to sulk, okay? All right, let me quickly bring up my slides so that we can do this. Why is my slide not coming up? Oh dear Lord. Uh, I want to share my slides. Can I share my slides? I don't know why I'm not seeing my Canvas slides here. Okay, my slide is not coming up on this stream. I don't know why, but let's see. This is not what I want to share. Oh, I can't even find what I want to share here. I don't know why. Okay, let's move. This is like we're going to do this without this. We're going to do this without the slides, right? Because I don't know why this is showing. This isn't what I want to share. Okay, so I'm going to just give me 1 second again. Let me just try this. Okay, so let us do this without the slides, right? Okay, so I'll be the only one seeing my slides, all right? Pardon me. Okay, so where was I? Where was I before this network butted me out? Okay, so I was talking about hopefully we can catch the continuation from here. So I was talking about how or the things we can do to build this skill of perspective taking, right? Role playing, holding debate, open-ended discussion, reflection. I won't be able to dive into this because of I need to hurry up before this thing busts me out again. Okay, so I'm saying when I said earlier that when you are able to consider the perspective of others, it will lead you to solving problem when one arises, right? So at the side, I have steps to problem solving. Steps to problem solving. The first is to identify the problem, determine the goal, come up with an alternative solution, select a solution to try, and evaluate the outcome and try something else if the solution didn't work. Yes, Did you get that? I'll take it again. Identify the problem. We need to first identify the problem, come up with alternative solution. Okay, identify the problem, then we determine the goal. What is the goal? What are we trying to solve, right? And then the next one is to come up with alternative solution, and then select a solution. After we come up with different solution, let us select the one that is going to work. After we have tried it, then we now need to evaluate this solution. What we have tried, did it work? Did it solve the problem? Did we achieve the goal? That is how to solve a problem. Okay, so let's move to the next skill. The next skill is communication and connection. Communication skills enables children to express themselves and understand others. This leads to positive, healthy peer and adult interaction, which builds self-esteem, which builds self-confidence of our children. Communication is the key to connecting with people. Without communication, you can't connect with people, right? We need to communicate with people in order to connect with them. So this is why this skill is essential. Okay, we need to build our communication skills, or our children's communication skill. If they can't communicate, then how can they connect with their peers? How can they connect with other adults? How can they communicate when there is something wrong, right? Making connections involves putting information into categories, as well as seeing how one thing can represent or stand for something else. It's almost like perspective taking. The more children communicate, the more they learn to build connections. The more children communicate, the more they learn how to build connections. All right. Now, how can we build this connection and communication skills? Interactive discussions. We need to set up interactive discussions with our children. Don't shut them up. Don't shut them up. Don't avoid them. Don't think that, oh, it's too it's tasking to discuss with them. Okay, we need to bring up this connection. We need to bring up this discussion with our children. Journaling is another way to build our communication skills, right? And our connection skill, to connect even with ourselves, not just to connect with others, connect with themselves. Okay, discovering themselves, journaling, read books and give a summary. Yes, that is a good way to build your connection skills and your communication skills, to read books. When you read books, can you give a summary of what you read? Can you communicate what you read? This is how to build this skill. Describe the picture. You're looking at a picture and then you're telling your child to describe the picture. This is a way to build their communication skill. Active listening is also a way of building our communication skill and even our connection skills. Okay, because it's one thing to listen and it's another thing to listen actively. Okay, maintaining eye contact. Okay, that is also one way, that is also an essential thing that we should do when we are communicating with others. Can we maintain eye contact with them? Okay, I don't mean staring down at them or something, no, but can we be able to look at them with confidence? Okay, so this is what this skill does for them. Okay, this is how we can groom these skills. So the next skill we're talking about here is critical thinking. Critical thinking is the ability to make decisions and solve problems based on logical reasoning. That means you are not just thinking anyhow, you're not just thinking with your emotions. Let's say it like that. Let's put it like that. You are not just thinking with your emotions, but thinking logically, putting things into perspective, evaluating the situation, evaluating what you have at hand. This is what this skill does for you. Okay, instead of running into conclusions and thinking due to the rush of emotions we have, okay, can we put things into perspective and solve problems based on logical reasoning and evidence, what we have at hand, while leaving at emotions to enable us evaluate? Okay, it helps us to improve our thoughts. This is what critical thinking helps us to achieve. Sorry that you can't see my slides. I don't know why I'm not able to share my slides right now. I was able to share it before, but Let's move. Okay, so the importance of this critical thinking is critical thinking will help you to learn to approach a problem in different ways instead of relying on a single approach. That means you are not just thinking it's like this. If it's not like this, it's not like this. No, you are able to consider other things because you're thinking, right? It helps you to filter and prioritize only essential information, thereby saving time. This is what critical thinking helps you do. It helps you to develop a better appreciation for the views of others, which will help you develop more empathy. When you're able to critically think or critically analyze things, it helps you to appreciate the views of others because you are not just thinking, okay, it's only my own thought, it's only my own idea that is the best. When you're able to think and consider the views of others, then you can see that, oh, you can be able to now appreciate what their own thoughts, their own opinion, right? And helps you to develop empathy. So how can we develop this skill of let's quickly go here. So critical thinking fosters independence. Why do you need to build this skill of critical thinking? It fosters independence, it enhances creativity and encourages curiosity. So my advice is don't shut down your kids when they ask you too many questions. Okay, children can be inquisitive, right? They can be so inquisitive, but it is not okay that we should shut them up when they ask us questions. The best way to handle issues like that is to bounce the question back at them. Put the question back to them. Let them think. Okay? Let them think. That sometimes my son will come and ask me a question, and I'll say, "Oh, really?" And then I'll ask him the same question again, and then he'll be forced to think and give me an answer. You see how I've allowed him to think, how I've allowed him to use his critical thinking skills, right? So, what are the things that we can do to build this critical skill of critical thinking? One is playing board games. Okay, board games will enable you, will will require that you think before making moves, right? Become a self-critic. You should be able to evaluate your your actions. Okay, evaluate yourself. Okay, yes, this is a way to build your critical thinking skills. Journaling also, because you don't just journal anyhow, you have to think. Okay, journaling is, since I started to journal, it's been a whole new world for me because I have to sit down and really go deep into my thoughts to write down the things that I want to journal. Okay. Yeah, so this is what this journaling does for you. It helps you to build your skill of critical thinking, your critical thinking skill. Now, mindfulness activity, then reading book and analyzing books. Okay, you see that some of these skills are into one another. This skill that I'm talking about, I mentioned that this is the same way, this is the way you can build this skill, and I'm saying it in the other way. This is to show us the importance of these things and how why we should keep doing it. Okay, because we are building multiple skills even with just one tool. We are building multiple skills with one we are building multiple skills with one tool. Okay, so when you see that there's a repetition of a tool, it's to show you that, it's show you how important it is, right? Because we are building multiple skills with one tool. All right. Okay, so let's move to the next one. uh the next skill we're going to be talking about is taking on challenges and self direction. We're almost coming to the end of this. Taking on challenges and self direction. If you look at the picture here, you see this little man crossing one challenge, and there are several challenges in front. Yes, yes, that's how life is. We move from one challenge to the other. Okay, that you experience one challenge doesn't mean that it is going to end. So this is why we need our children need to build these skills, because definitely they are going to run into challenges, right? They are going to run into challenges in life. And that's why they need to build this skill. This skill can also be measured with building the skill of resilience. It can be measured with building the skill of resilience. All right, sorry about that. I really needed to take that. Okay, so as I was saying, the skill of this skill enables us to be able to cross hurdles when we encounter hurdles in life. Okay, challenges, right? Yes, so this is why we need to build this skill for our children. All right. So one of the most important skill we can develop in life is that of taking on challenges. All right. Being here wasn't easy for me. It was challenging. Okay. It was challenging, but I'm here. I did the first one, it ended, and I needed to really think of how to continue and finish what I started. Okay. My slides didn't come up. I needed to find a way to continue. Okay, challenges will always come, but we have to find a way to surmount these challenges. Okay, so this is why we need to build these skills for our children or in our children. We need to help them to begin to build this skill, build stamina, build resilience. Resilience is being able to bounce back from failure and keep trying regardless of whatever is happening or regardless of whatever has happened. Can we bounce back from it? Because failure is not the is not the end. That someone failed is not the end. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to learn and to grow. Our children need to understand this, that when they fail, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. It is an opportunity for them to learn from their mistakes. What did you do? What didn't you do well? Reflect, analyze. You see how these skills are playing out. Analyze these things, right? Analyze these things and then think of how we can now move forward. Self-direction, how we can now direct ourselves to move forward, right? So the next one says taking challenge is being proactive rather than reactive when faced with challenges. And I like this quote here. It says, get out of your comfort zone, intentionally take on a challenge. Doing so is a powerful way for you to grow and feel more alive. Challenges will always come, but if you are able, or if our children are able to surmount these challenges, they are going to grow. This is an avenue for them to grow. And when they grow, they feel more alive. It boosts their confidence, it builds their self-confidence, even their self-esteem. It goes on to build it. All right. So now we're going to look at how we can build these skills for our children. Self-direction is the ability to take good decisions. I needed to put that, good decision, and organize your own work rather than being told what to do. Okay, rather than be told what to do. It is stressful to have to tell someone what to do repeatedly. It is a whole lot of stress. That is why we need to skill up our children so that they can be self-directive. They can be able to lead themselves. All right. Now, how can we do this? We can hone this skill for them by building their self-confidence. Another one is setting goals. Goal setting. When we set goals, we know that we're not just going to end with just setting these goals. The next step for us will be to itemize how, or to strategically place how we're going to achieve this goal. This is a way for us to take on challenges, right? And another one is to build structure and sequence of activity. When there's a structure to follow, when there's a sequence of activity to follow, you see that you find that you are not really telling everybody what to do. When it is time to do something, they know it is time to do. It's time to do that thing, and it will be easy that way. All right, for them to lead themselves. Another way to help them in honing this skill is to build their own self-esteem. Self-esteem is how you see yourself, how you value yourself. When they have a good view of themselves, they will be able to direct themselves and also take initiative, okay, in surmounting challenges when it comes up. Okay, so we have come to the end of our topic for today, and I'm grateful to everyone, okay, that showed up. Thank you so much. Yes, journaling. Journaling is a way to build your critical thinking. Yes, I can tell you that for a fact, okay, because I journal. I recently started journaling, and sometimes when I sit down, I need to really think, look deep within myself to be able to write down my thoughts, right? It allows me to go to think deeply, to be able to write down the things that I want to put down. And the beautiful thing is that I've noticed is that the more I do this journaling, the more it's easier for me to get into myself and then write down my thoughts. Yes, challenges are breakfast for champions. Challenges are breakfast for champions. I'm looking at your chat right now. Thank you so much. Yes, challenges are breakfast for champions. Yes, when there are no challenges, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Yes. So we have come to the end of this session for today. Hopefully, we're going to have another one next month. Yes, next month. This is a monthly webinar. It is a monthly webinar. It comes up, let's see, every last Saturday of the month. Today is not Saturday, I know, because I'll be busy on Saturday. So I decided to push it today so that I can have time for the other activity that I have. Okay. Yes. Because this must happen. This must happen. So that's why we're doing it today. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for being here today. I do not take your time for granted. Thank you for giving me moral support. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. All right. Okay, so one last thing before I go. These skills that we've talked about, is important for us to build these skills in our children. Okay, remember that I said it takes like 10,000 hours for us to gain mastery of this skill. So it is not late for us to start now. And the beautiful thing is that when we start early, it looks like we have a lot of amount of time to hone this skill for them to gain mastery of it. Okay, when we start late, you see that you are feeling like there's no time. But when you start early, especially for us that have toddlers, when you start early with this skill, you're able to take it 1 second at a time. I don't want to say one day at a time, 1 second at a time, right? Yes, you're able to take it 1 second at a time, and you're not beating yourself up when they're not getting it. It's tomorrow is another day to keep trying and keep trying. The next minute is another opportunity to keep trying and trying until they gain mastery of this skill, right? So all the tools that I have listed, please let us take them and begin to work with them. It is not a joke, okay? Board games, journaling, puzzles, and all that. These things, and the beautiful thing is that they are fun, right? It's not like you're saying, yes, sit down. This is how you're going to build this skill. You should do this, you do this. No. From doing those fun activities, we're building these skills. That is one beautiful thing about these things. Okay, so let us make use of these tools that we have in and use them to hone skills for our children that will enable them to become independent and thrive in the classroom, at home, and the society. Because I don't want to exactly say the end goal is the future. That is not the end goal, right? But it is part of what we are looking at, right? And it is part of why we have to hone these skills for them so that they don't become struggling adults when they grow up, right? Yeah, so I've said enough for tonight. So next month, we're going to come up here again and hopefully it will be better. We're going to get used to what's happening here on YouTube. Okay, I'm new to this and bless God, though. We thank God for the grace to be here and to do this. So hopefully we get better and better and better. All right. Thank you so much, Debbie. Thank you, Amarachi, for staying tuned. Thank you to Coach Ruth. Thank you to Ogechi. Thank you to everyone who joined in on this live. I really appreciate you all. I don't take your time for granted. All right. All right. Till I come your way next month. Right. All right. Good night. Thank you.